Hello, 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 everyone. How's it going? I know there's not a lot of people here yet, but hopefully we'll fix that pretty soon. Welcome to the new studio. This is the new iCave. Glad you could join us. We're going to be talking new Apple event, all of that good stuff. Do let me know when you're down in the chat. Make sure that you tell me that you can hear me all right. It looks all good on my end, but we never know, do we? We never know what's actually going on. So, yeah, let me know if you can hear me okay, especially if you're there, James, still. Yeah, we've got an Apple event going on. I think this is a really good way to kind of restart the channel, get everything back up and running. Doesn't feel like we need to have any sort of catch-ups if we do it this way. But we're looking at new iPhones, we're looking at watches, we're looking at all of the good stuff today. So I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm just going to refresh my little feed over this side because I think that's possibly stalled a little bit. But I think all is good. We've got 10 people sitting here. Sigmund Judge, here we go. So Sigmund was going to be joining us for the stream today. He's not been able to join us, unfortunately, but great to have you in the chat, Sigmund. Glad you're here. I hope the sound is all right as well. If you can just give us a little thumbs up on the audio when you get a moment. It does seem like we're a little bit laggy, but I don't know if that's just at my end. Hopefully the stream itself is actually going all right, but we will see. Let's see what happens. We have got a bunch of stuff going on here that I've not done on a live stream here before. So, yeah, do let me know how it's going. But yes, this is the new space. We've got, live stuff going on over here. We've got all of the old good stuff that we're all still running off of a MacBook Air, as usual. Got an extra display over this side. The big screen that used to be on my desk is now over there. It's all a little bit different. But it does seem like YouTube is having some problems with live chat for me, which is a little bit annoying. So I am going to try perhaps getting rid of this one and going over to Chrome to see if that will work better. So at the moment I am struggling to see any live chats coming through unless I refresh the whole page, which is not ideal, as you can probably imagine. But we will fix that, don't you worry. There was the little monkey which basically says Google Kit. So let's see what's going on over here. Let's get logged in, and yeah, we'll be back with the usual chinwagon chatter. Throw any questions you've got down into the chat. I'm learning as much as you guys because I've been a little bit out of the loop, but we're going to fix that. We are back. We have got the space now. We have got everything that we need. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. Let's find that. My channel, there we go. Let's try that one and see what's going on. Cool. At least I know the audio works now. Cool. We have got some more messages in there. Video was choppy but smoother now. Sounds great. Ed Snyder, maybe a little louder, please. Okie dokie. I can turn you up a little bit on there. Now I can actually hear you guys as well, so that's fine. Oh, well, I can see your things. I'm confused what to buy, iPhone 17 or Pixel 10. Well, I'm probably not going to be in the Pixel camp. I'm not going to lie to you. I am definitely going to be upgrading phones this time. My camera that I'm working off at the moment is my iPhone 12, which is up here. And it's a little bit... It is old. It is old. I'm not going to lie to you. It is starting to show its age a little bit. But that is still the camera that we're using. And, I don't think this is looking too bad to say that this is a live stream done over continuity camera with a MacBook Air and an iPhone 12. I am going to be upgrading. Not 100% sure which one to yet because I really don't know what they're going to tell us. I've got a feeling, like my gut feeling is it's probably going to be the iPhone 17 Pro. But if they do something fancy and fun with the camera on the 17 Air, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. So this is an interesting one for me because I actually get to discover stuff as well. Because I think the rumours for everything have been... There's been a lot of rumours, but they've been quite mixed about which features are for what and where things are going to end up. So it's going to be an interesting one, certainly. I think, obviously, we've got our iPhones coming. We've got Apple Watches and potentially 3 different Apple Watches. So we've got Apple Watch Series 11, which is the the mainstream one. We've hopefully as well going to be seeing the Apple Watch Ultra 3 with a little bit of a bigger display, but I don't think they're going to physically make the case any bigger because it's already enormous. And then we've got potentially the new SE, which I think is going to be branded as an E, just like the iPhone 16e. There's also this kind of possibility out there that they renumber everything in the same way that they're doing with the operating systems. So we have iOS 26, we have macOS 26, we have iPadOS 26, Apple TV 26. All of these things are being renumbered to that. Is there a chance that they're going to renumber all of the products as well? Are we going to get the iPhone 26? Are we going to get the Apple Watch 26, the Ultra 26? I don't know. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, or even if they're going to do the same with the chips, with the A26 chip. I brought this up a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago when I did my first kind of return video, and then I've noticed a couple of people have mentioned it since then. I think Cult of Mac, when they were doing their Cultcast, kind of brought that up as a possibility in their kind of predictions. I think that would be a really solid move for Apple to do, and especially if they bring the M chips along with it as well, so you know which year this chip is from, essentially. So, just match it to the year, and everyone will know what they're talking about. But yeah, do leave any questions you've got down in the comments. Oh, okay, so we've got a question here. Not a question, but do you get a lot that think you look like Steve Wozniak? Not really, not typically, but it has been mentioned in the past. It's not the first time. But, yeah, lots and lots going on. Yeah. Who else this year thinks they're going to be upgrading their iPhones? Just let me know in the chat which one you've got your eye on. If you're thinking of getting yourself a new watch, if you're looking at getting yourself... Are we going to get a new Apple TV? I know there's someone in the chat is hoping against hope that we're going to be getting a new Apple TV coming as well. Sigmund will be very pleased if that happens. I will be as well, because I haven't got an Apple TV right now in my setup. That's something that needs to be addressed pretty soon, but it seems a bit silly to buy an older one at this point. But yes, this is the new studio. It is kind of dual use as well, because I have a second channel now. The other channel that I have is for Warhammer 40,000, so I am kind of covering a bit of that stuff as well. I'm just trying to see why I'm getting some choppiness coming on my side as well, even just on the camera. So let's see if there's anything I can do about that. We might just be able to mess with the settings a little bit. I'm just going to bring it down just a smidge and see if that helps to just smooth things out a little bit, because I don't think we need to be going too crazy. Not that the CPU's struggling, but who knows? It does say we are dropping some frames, and that's not what I was wanting. Sigmund is saying, I don't think we will get the Apple TV, but I want to believe. I know we all do. You sent me that fantastic prank. I'm going to call it a prank. A little image of two Apple TV looking boxes sitting side by side, and one of them was in fact a Philips Hue controller. That was very mean of you. I want to make sure that is very, very well known to everyone. I am really struggling with why we are dropping frames here. This is not normally something that we struggle with, but this is not even on the YouTube side of things. This is the issue that we've got is actually with OBS, it seems. So I am going to see what I can do about that. I'm not 100% sure if there's too much. I might just drop down the resolution a bit again, just to see if that will help us out. Okay, it's dropping me into part of the screen. We will fix that and see if that helps. But yeah, a little bit annoying. Was not expecting to have issues with that today. Anyone that does a lot of streaming, if you want to jump into the comments and help me out with what on earth is going on, I have no clue at this point. But yeah, what's the big things? How much time is going to be spent on talking about liquid glass? How much time is going to be spent on all of that kind of stuff in this? How much Apple Intelligence chat are we going to get? I know Sigmund has got some really fun predictions going on. If you've not watched Sigmund or listened to Sigmund's podcast, rather, Magic Rays of Light covers all things Apple TV and a little bit more kind of broader Apple stuff and broader TV stuff, so definitely worth checking out. I'm hoping that my audio has not gone as choppy as my video appears to be. I'm really confused about why this is. I have a little bit of a feeling that it might be because I'm using an older iPhone and trying to do that, so I'm just going to do a quick... And we should be back. Have I fixed things? Thank you very much. So let's see what we've got here. Is that better? Is that better for everyone? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Oh, the joys. The joys. Yeah, my iPhone 12 was just struggling hard there. I have a feeling it's just warmed itself up a little bit too much. Yeah, that's probably the case. Because we do have some issues with that iPhone 12. As I say, this thing is struggling now. I will talk you through its issues. First of all, I picked it up because I got mugged and lost my 16 Pro. That was unfortunate. I had to get this one from like CEX. It was a used phone just to kind of keep me going. Because why would I get another brand new one when there's obviously an Apple event coming up? Since then, I'm now on 76% battery life, which is quite depressing. It does not last long at all. We also have, and this is another slight issue that I have, we have no earphone speaker. That doesn't work. So if I answer the phone, I have to put it into speakerphone or use AirPods in order to actually speak to anyone, which is very, very annoying. I can't tell you how irritating that is. But yeah, you know, these things happen. Life happens, and yeah, I need to choose which iPhone I'm going to get from today's event. Hopefully we should have it on launch day. Fingers crossed, you know, it's going to be on a new contract. I think I have potentially a little bit of an in on something. So we'll see. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm hoping that now that we've fixed the audio, that will help quite a lot. I think we have dropped a few people while I was just silently mouthing words at you all. So that's annoying, but we're back, we're here. We will keep soldiering on. But yes, so when we stop for the event itself, we will not be streaming throughout. But I will leave like a background image on that just says leave this open in your browser, and then we will come straight back in as soon as the event finishes, so that we can all have a proper wrap up of what's gone on, what's good, what's bad, what's disappointed everyone, anything that has kind of been thrown up that we weren't expecting, which I don't think there's going to be any massive surprises. We are looking at potentially having AirPods next generation coming, which would be better range, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, no massive changes, other than the speakers being harder to sabotage. Obviously, we've got our iPhone 17 range, so we've got our Pro Max, our Air, by all accounts, and we've got the iPhone 17 basic one, obviously. Yeah, the iPhone 17 nothing, which will be fine, I'm sure. It does look very much like it's going to be almost exactly the same as the 16, which is not super exciting, but it's a solid phone. I think everyone was quite pleased with it last year. The colours were good, all of those good things. So, no dramas with that, all being well. And then we've got our Apple Watches. We've already kind of touched on that a little bit. Do throw any questions that you've got down into the chat. That is what we're all about here. We do love to do a bit of the chat and whatever we can do to answer your questions. Obviously, I've been away for a little while. This is kind of my big return to YouTube. This is as good as it gets for me. But expect that we will be doing far more going forwards. I think this is going to be a really, really fun event. I kind of got the impression that Apple was going to do a bit more of an on-stage kind of thing. But it does look like it's probably going to be pre-recorded like all the others. That's what we kind of get used to these days. But who prefers the pre-recorded events these days? Who likes those? Who prefers the way that we always used to have it on stage? Let me know down in the chat. Good luck with the stream watching before the big event. Front page tech. We do have a little cameo down at the bottom from John Prosser, our good old friend of the channel. Nice to see you, John. Hope you're doing well. It's been a busy few weeks for you, my friend. But yeah, this was going to be, as I say, this was going to be a double header. So myself and Sigmund would have been chatting through all of the stuff going on. Ed Snyder says, live, please. What do you mean, live, please? What do you mean, live, please? Tell me, Ed. Yeah, this is the new space anyway. This is, bit of Warhammer stuff in the background. I now have no idea what I told you when my audio completely decided to die on me. So what we have is what we have. What a video, by the way. We have already saw the event thanks to John and his team. As John leaked the whole thing already when I wasn't looking. Standard. I mean, John's renders always look fantastic, to be fair. Just going to have a quick check and see if there's anything that I've missed on that front. Oh, I mean, a month ago we saw pretty much... Oh, okay. Watch the iPhone 17 event early here. How did I miss this? What's going on? I'm subscribed to the channel. It didn't tell me. Unbelievable. Right, well, I'll watch that afterwards and see how similar it was. That's going to be a lot of fun. Cool. Gary Lewis, hey, good to see you back on streaming. It's been a while. Yes, it has. It's definitely been a while since I've done live streams. We did one video recently just to kind of get back into the swing of things and kind of test out the new setup. It worked better when I was just doing the regular video, I'm not going to lie to you. We've had a bit of a problem with the iPhone 12, not enjoying doing the continuity camera today, but we're going to fix it. We're going to find a good way. I might be able to just hardwire it into the laptop or into my hub, something along those lines. We'll find a way to make it work better for the next half. But it worked so well when I wasn't actually trying to send it to anything else. I think it just warmed up a little bit and decided to give up the ghost for me. But this is why we need a new phone, and this is why we have these events, so that I can get a new phone. Yes, we will get a lot better. Yeah, so I think the choppy video that we had at the start was probably also courtesy of iPhone struggles. It had been sitting there, excuse me. It had been sitting there for a little while I was getting everything set up, just making sure that everything was looking good. But yeah, these things happen. We resolved it, and we now have 18 people watching. That's not too bad. If you haven't joined us in the chat yet, just drop in a quick message. Tell me where you're watching from and what you're most excited about for the event. It's good to chat. The whole point of these things is so that we can actually talk through what we're excited about. As I said, I'm not sure which iPhone I'm going to end up picking up this time. I don't know what the prices are going to end up being. There's been so many different rumors about, are all the prices going up? Is the Apple Watch SE or the Apple Watch E going to be plastic? Is it going to be aluminium? I don't know. Are we going to have the Air being the similar sort of price to what our Plus model used to be, that is now being removed to make room for that? Or is it going to be more expensive? Or is it going to be like $50 more? I don't know. Are tariffs going to have caused issues for Apple in terms of pricing? I don't know. There's so many moving parts. And of course, the tariffs will only affect the models that are imported into the US, but Apple is likely to kind of spread that load across all of their products if they are trying to recoup it. So rather than just making their American customers pay more, perhaps they will kind of raise prices across the board to offset the amount that they have to add in. Or maybe they won't. Or maybe they'll absorb it just for the US. Or maybe there's so many maybes. Like, it's very, very difficult to know. I think Apple has been reluctant to raise prices recently, which is great for us as consumers. I don't think we're going to see any Macs today. I think we are probably going to be looking at another event. There is a possibility of iPads, but I think, again, Macs and iPads probably October, which would be great to see the M5 appear. Are we going to get a new Vision Pro? That is another thing that would please my good friend Sigmund, apart from the fact that he already has the first one and probably won't want to upgrade purely for a quicker chip, because I don't know what that's going to enable that the current one can't. One thing... Oh, why orange? Here we go. And also, what do you think about the potential strap accessories? So we have seen some leaks of a bright orange strap accessory, like a crossbody strap with like a magnetic core, which I think is good. If I'm honest, if the orange is coming to a Pro iPhone, I'm just delighted that they're actually putting a colour on something. Now, we have heard that the Pro iPhones are likely to be going back to an aluminium unibody construction, which is a very interesting move away from the titanium and stainless steel that we've had over the past few years. With the actual weight of the metals that are being put into these things, the cost difference is not massive, but the big difference with titanium is that it is much, much harder to machine. So it absolutely cuts through the tools that you're trying to use to machine it. But the other big issue, I think, for Apple is that we keep complaining that they're not doing interesting coloured iPhones, especially in the Pro lineup. And I think the material choices have been a big part of that, because they're not painting these things. You can't anodize titanium or stainless steel in the same way that you can with aluminium. So I think possibly the reason that they're going back to an aluminium chassis is because A, it's not really made a massive difference to the amount of sales that they've been doing, but I think that they will be able to do a brighter colour. And I think going for that bright orange to make this stand out from the previous Pro phones will be a good way to justify going back to aluminium. And let's be honest, they're not going to go back to, this is the aluminium we used to use. It will be a new alloy of aluminium that they have probably developed themselves, which is always what Apple does. You know, they have different series aluminiums, which are their own bespoke alloys. So it's not the same product that other companies are using. The other big thing with that is it may well be as part of a push towards sustainability, where they are looking to bring more of those products towards that carbon neutral goal that they have for 2030. We are getting closer to that, and there's not a huge amount of products that have already moved to that point. Mark Sequence in the chat. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. They are getting closer to that 2030, but this is very much a thing where all of the supply chain has to move up. So it's not a case of, oh, they've only done 2 products, for example, that are carbon neutral at this point, and in the future will need to accelerate that. It's more that they need to work out the supply chain for all of these things, and then suddenly pretty much everything will go to carbon neutral in one fell swoop, because all of their chips will suddenly be carbon neutral, for example, or all the supply chain. They are much more likely to be able to use recycled aluminium than they are for pretty much any other metal and any other material in a phone. So that's probably a big part of it. And the orange coming in is probably a statement of, this is why we've gone back to it. We can now do these colours that are more vibrant, more interesting, and potentially we get a great blue in the Pro phones as well, although it looks like that might be going towards the Airs, which would tie in with the Air that we have right now in that vibrant, lighter blue. We'll see. I think it's interesting, though. Mark Sequence. Oh, also, Mercedes orange. I wonder if that ties in with an F1 announcement. Mercedes isn't orange. That would be the papaya of McLaren, hopefully. But very good. I like the way you're thinking there. Apple has definitely been not just dipping their toes into Formula One, but we've had the F1 movie, we've had all of the other stuff going on. And Apple have certainly been vying for the rights to stream Formula One, at least in the US, possibly beyond. That would be fantastic. From my point of view, I'm a huge McLaren fan and Formula One fan, so yes, let's hope it's something to do with that. But if they are going to be streaming all of these Formula One things, whether they would associate with a specific team with that McLaren papaya, I don't know. That would be less likely from what I assume. Mark Sequence is saying, do they consider offset as neutral? That could be a quick way about it. I don't think they are pushing that way. But I think there's very much they try and do everything all the way through, the energy that's used in their stores, their manufacturing, their own offices, all of these kind of things, which are not normally taken in the same way. So I think that we are probably looking more at sustainable materials. One of the big things that Apple is doing, of course, is the vast majority of Apple Intelligence happens on device, which means it is not a huge energy draw for data centers in the same way that most of the others are. That is probably a big part of the reason that we have that, and then it just offloads to cloud compute when it can't do it on device. Patton the F1 Gamer, hello, thank you for being here. Mark Sigmund's also saying, I read that the blue and orange could be a homage to Tim's alma mater. I mean, there's a possibility, but it seems like that's a very, very kind of niche thing that they would be doing. And Tim is not normally a particularly vain guy in that kind of way, I wouldn't have thought. Thoughts about the surprise iridescent colorway? What? I'm not 100% sure what that means. Are we talking about like from the event invite? They're going to do some kind of like flip paint kind of thing? That would be difficult because, as we've mentioned already, they don't paint the iPhones, they anodize them. So I don't know if you can do flip colors on that kind of thing, but hey, who knows? Pat and the Apple Gamer saying, I'm upgrading from a 16 Pro to a 17 Air as my main iPhone if it has ProMotion. Pretty sure that every iPhone this year is going to have 120 Hz. Whether that will be a ProMotion with the dynamic refresh rates that's less clear. However, I think pretty much everything is going to have 120 Hz. And then I would be very surprised to see that not come down to things like the MacBook Air as we move forward as well. Obviously, Apple has been focusing a little bit more on gaming recently and gaming collaborations. I would love to see those kind of things coming to the MacBook Air because, it's quite capable in terms of graphics performance. Apparently not when paired with an iPhone 12, as we discovered earlier, but there we go. Mark Sequence, I thought as well, but somebody found it matched, and I threw it out there. Okay, cool, interesting. That would be on the alma mater stuff. That's cool. Patton, the Apple Gamer, I wonder what UK prices will be like. Pound to dollar has been stable this year and is 1% higher than this time last year. I think it's going to be pretty much the same as we've had in the past, where the dollar price will translate into the UK price, but remember that the dollar price doesn't include sales tax and our price does include sales tax. So even though there's a bit of a disparity, it's not a million miles away. Mark Sequence, here's one. Should the iPhone Air feature magnets or will those be cut out by your mama MagSafe case from Tim Apple? Well, the only reason that it wouldn't, from my point of view, would be that the thinness means that the thickness of magnets would be even more detrimental to the battery life. From what we've heard, there is a battery case coming for the iPhone Air, and one of the things that is a little bit confusing is that they're saying case as opposed to a MagSafe that will stick onto the back. Interesting, because obviously we've had the MagSafe battery packs in the past and not now. iPhone 14 year was a shocker. 13 Pro went from $949, then iPhone 14 was $1099. Pro was $1099. I don't think it was. The iPhone 10 Pro, the 14 Pro Max was $1099. It was when I think they went to the 15 that the Pro Max went up to $11.99 because that's when they increased the storage. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I could be wrong on that, but that's how I remember it. But yeah, do correct me if I'm wrong. But if you remember as well, the 14 year was also when the Brexit stuff had kind of come through a bit more, and our currency was in the toilet. That was pretty much the issue there. I don't think it was. I don't think that was Apple's issue. But yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with pricing this year. I think there might be some changes. As I say, I think we could see $949 potentially for the Air, as opposed to the $899, which was the Plus, because I think it is going to be positioned as more premium than the Basic. I still get so annoyed by Apple's naming conventions, where we used to have the MacBook being the base, and then the MacBook Air was the premium svelte one, and then okay, cool. Well, thank you, Patton. So it did start at $10.99. I do feel like that must have just been when there was the issues with the exchange rates. That makes the most sense to me. Sigmund is saying, what if the camera surrounding plate had some kind of functionality, like a way of mounting magnetic lenses for pro video workflows? I kind of love that idea. I don't expect it. I do think that there's a decent chance that we have the moving telephoto lens or prism within the body of the iPhone this year, probably in the Pro models, but it would also make a lot of sense because the Air also has that wide bar. That would be a great way of mitigating the issues that we would have of just having one focal distance on the Air, is if that's physically got a moving prism or sensor inside, that could give you the equivalent of all of those different focal lengths that we have from the different lenses, but in a single option. Now, the issue with that was you wouldn't get the immediate switch that you get when you switch between different sensors, and it would limit what you can do with spatial video. But if the Air turns out to have LiDAR on it, then they could potentially be gathering the depth data from that and potentially doing something along the lines of what they do with spatialized photos, but for spatializing video as well, I would guess. Patton says, I low-key think that the orange won't be orange, but like last year we said we would get brown and we got gold. I don't know. I think we are potentially going to get a brighter phone this year, because we have had some funky colors, like the purple iPhone 14 Pro was pretty good looking, I thought. Yeah. Don't forget what they did with the new SE in terms of the camera. Can you do spatial photos with the SE? I don't actually know, Sigmund. You might have to help me out on that one. See, I've been out of the game for a little bit, so I'm trying to catch up as much as everyone else. But I do think we're going to get a 16E replacement, a 17E, essentially, early next year. Could be coral, orange, pink. We had coral with the iPhone XR, I want to say. And that was a really nice colour. But those had the kind of more, almost like the 5C kind of brightness in the colours, the vividness going on. And yet they were glass and aluminium. Yeah, interesting. I would like to see that. I would like to see that kind of coral, that kind of colour. But would they go for like a coral colour on an iPhone Pro? I don't know. Maybe. The 5C and the 10R. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love the colours on those things, and I think Apple really needs to go a little bit bolder with the colours. I haven't seen any rumours. I'm not saying that there haven't been any rumours, but for the colours of the regular iPhones this year, just everyone's been talking about the Pros and the Pros in the Air, because I think the regular iPhone 17 has been very much kind of just and it's basically the 16, but with a quicker chip and probably a slightly nicer camera. We are hearing as well, though, that they're going to double the FaceTime cameras up to 24 megapixels, which would be fantastic. I don't know if that's just going to be on the Pros or if that's going to be on all of the phones. I do feel like if they were going to do that, definitely putting that onto the Air would be really good, because I have a feeling that it's going to be like the fashion model, and the people that love taking selfies and influencer styley types would be very much kind of going for that phone. And I feel like that will be quite important to them, is having a decent selfie camera. I hope they don't let us down with the colours or price increases either. Mark Sequence, well, yeah, I agree, my friend. I really want everything to be good. Let's be honest. This year it's an exciting one for me, because I have not been following as closely as I normally do. Patton the Apple Gamer says, Moon Zoom 100x for Pros. How likely do you think it'll happen this year? I mean, obviously, if they do it the same way that Samsung do, they'll just like paste in a photograph of the moon, as they have in the past, and call that a day. Dead easy. As long as it knows that there's a a moon there. It'll just find a stock photo and like copy and paste it in. Lovely. I really want the sky blue iPhone Air if it's real. I mean, iPhone Air I think is pretty comprehensively like we know that this is coming now. However, colours always a little bit of a stab in the dark. We never quite know what's going to go on with the colours because that's something that can be changed very, very quickly at the end. Same with naming. You know, they could be literally printing all of the packaging this week and not have actually told anyone. Yeah, that's why we never really get very good naming leaks. I mean, if we remember back, a lot of people were talking about the iPhone Air being called the iPhone Slim. I think I said quite early on, Air makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Or iPhone Lite, but you know, iPhone Lite is another thing that people keep talking about. AirPods Lite, no, they don't do that kind of thing. If anything, it'll be an E or something like that on the AirPods if they're going to do like a lower cost version. But yeah, they don't really do lights and things like that. Whether our folding iPhone next year is going to be called the Ultra, that's a possibility, I guess. Because they're not going to call it the Fold, because Samsung already does that, but they also use Ultra on stuff, so who knows? Could be anything. Some models look like bright intense blue, cheap in my opinion. Other dummies, it's very light blue. I would guess the blue is going to be very much along the lines, if it turns out to be a blue, of the colour of the MacBook Air that is got that lovely light blue as well. Mark Sequence is saying, think they're going to stand wide like. I have no idea what you're saying there, Mark. I love you. I love you. You're a wonderful man. But I have no clue what you're trying to ask me. Jacob says, gonna watch your live stream because you're live in a bat cave. Well, in an iCave, but a bat cave, yeah, we'll call it that. I like my little gothic bits. I've got my my servo skull over there that runs Alexa, and I've just built a new one for my bathroom to hold my toilet roll, which also has Alexa in it. Good times. The wide stance. What? I'm so confused by Mark Sequence. Are we talking about like the way they stand on stage? Is that what we're talking about? What is our intro going to be at this point? Because we've had some absolute corkers the last couple of years. We had the parachutes last year at WWDC. This year we had Formula One and Craig Federighi in his lovely helmet racing round the Apple Park. What on earth is this one going to be like? Announcers with the wide power stance. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. Like that's always there. I think some double denim would be good. I think we're going to see Craig rocking out again. As usual, we like having Craig's little time. He'll be telling us about the software updates, of course. Am I Batman in my spare time? I couldn't possibly tell you. I'm waiting for an iPad Air M4 with LCD. Okay. So at the minute we have dual OLED on the Pros. We do have LCD on the iPhone. On the iPad Airs still. So, you know, it's just a case of waiting for that chip. Playing on the Apple website. The live stream is playing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick switcheroony, because this is... We'll do a quick refresh over here. There we go. So now we will know when things start in the background. You think Craig will show up? No, someone else will take over the updates. No, I think Craig will be in there because I think the software updates and the visual updates and anything Apple intelligence related, however much they try and bury it, will be still presented by Craig. I think the actual hardware, no. That will be, whoever happens to be doing stuff from that side of things. But yeah, I think it's we're definitely going to see Craig at some point in this event. Do we not think Craig's going to be there? Craig is the one Apple executive that's ever emailed me, because I emailed him when we were on a live stream the one time and said, happy birthday. And he was like, yes, it is my birthday. Thank you for the good wishes. Mark Sequence saying he's the Mac guy. No, he's not. He's the software guy. He is the VP of software. So he covers iOS, iPadOS, macOS, tvOS, all of those things. Oversees it all. But typically with iOS, he'd be on stage for that. In terms of Macs, a little bit more would be Dan... what's his name? Someone help me out in the comments. Dan Riccio? Is he the one that's left? No, I don't know. I get confused now. There's been a lot of moves. Jeff Williams. Will we see Jeff Williams? Normally we see Jeff Williams doing Apple Watch, but he is leaving, I think, in November. I don't think we'll be seeing him. Let me check. Who is the Mac guy? Apple.com, and we'll grab up their team. Was the About Us page? Be right down at the bottom when all the team people. Oh, you just go to it just when you go to Apple.com, it just defaults to the event stream now. That's pretty baller. So let's see. For business, for government, healthcare, no. Apple leadership, here we go. Let me check who we are talking about. I'm not looking at the chat at the minute, so someone might be telling me anyway. So we got John Gianandrea is machine learning and AI. We've got Eddie Q. I've got a little fly attacking me. Eddie Q, services. Craig Federici, software engineering. John Turnus, he's the Mac guy these days, isn't he? Jeff Williams is senior vice president of design, watch, and health now, as opposed to he was previously the COO, wasn't he? So we haven't had an announcement for a new COO. Interesting. So maybe he's only stepping down from that bit and not actually leaving. Anyway, interesting. So John Turnus, he's the guy that we kind of see at all of the Mac events, telling us about the designs, and then he hands over to what's his name? Johnny Cerrugi, who takes us through all the chip stuff. That's who we were thinking about. Johnny Cerrugi and Mr. Turnus. Those are the ones. Did I manage to make my Mac go all kinds of stuttery again? This is upsetting me. Don't know what's going on here. We are dropping frames like crazy, but I'm trying my best. Maybe I need to revise my setup for the next part of the live stream. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. It's not going so well. I don't know why it's being so crap. But there we go. I've got really fast internet here, and yet nothing wants to work properly. I haven't stopped working. I'm still here. I promise you, I'm still here. But maybe I have too many things going on. I'm not sure. Oh no. Did I? No. We're good. I'm still here. Chat, I promise you I'm still here. I have a feeling that YouTube probably has a lot more live streams going on right now than they are normally having. I wonder if that is part of it. I wonder if their live stream servers are just suffering really, really hard right now. What I might do is try and make this stream a lot more chill, a lot less layers, and just kind of make it simple for the second half. But yeah, I'm going to leave the stream running. So that is going to be carrying on. We have about 7 minutes until this thing turns into an event for us to watch. You're not going to watch it on my TV. That's just for me. But I am very, very confused at why this is struggling so hard. Like, my CPU is barely doing anything. My my massive 8 gigabytes of RAM is not struggling at all. It's only 60% in use. So I don't know. This is a little bit confusing. I think this may be on YouTube's side, that there is so many live streams happening ahead of this event tonight, and that's fine. You know, YouTube does their best. This is all free. We don't pay to use it. It's a very good system. So maybe someone else is using the internet. I'm the only one here, my friend. I am the only person here. And we have very, very quick internet here, typically. But I may run an Ethernet cable for the second half, just in case that is the issue, because I have the facilities to do such a thing. Yeah. Some of the other things I've been doing while I was away. I built a PC. I know. Unbelievable. So there is plenty of stuff to come on the channel where I'm going to be telling you about other things that will be going on this channel in the future. We can have a chat about those things. Yeah, I built a gaming PC. That's the first time that I've built a PC in my life. And it works. It's unbelievable. 6 minutes to go. Pat at the Apple Gamer says, thank you so much. We are getting there. We are getting close, guys. Let me know your craziest options that you have here. Like what is your craziest predictions? What are we thinking? What's going to happen that I've not been ready for? Tell me in the chat. It's going to be very, very good. What's the pink dot on the iBook G3? Could be from here. Can I stop it? So I have got purple lights, smart lamps up here. So I think that might just be a reflection. There's always going to be things like that going on, but you know, we'll be fine. Yeah. We have Steve Jobs on my t-shirt. This is one of Airfon Elijah's old ones that he used to do, the Mighties. It's always important to ask what Steve would do, even though that seems to be a bad thing. iPhone fold is a crazy idea, says Patton. I don't know. Like, do I want one? No. When I see one, will I want one? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not somebody that thinks folding phones are the be-all and end-all. I've seen a few in person. I've held a few. I was not sold. But I don't think anyone's quite nailed the why yet. And I think that's one of the things that Apple tends to do before they launch something, is they'll try and make sure that it works and does something that people want before they just go, yeah, let's make that. Although, Apple Vision Pro. So maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they have no idea what they're doing anymore. We will see. We will see. The Vision Pro is fantastic. It is a great piece of kit. It does not have a killer app yet. And that is its biggest issue, I think, at this point. But, you know, we'll get there. Apple will do the right thing eventually, and everyone will be happy. But they've not quite nailed it yet, I don't think. It will be fantastic when it is ready. We have 3 minutes to go, based on the time that I actually said that. There is a little bit of a lag between me talking and it coming out on the internet, but there we go. As I say, leave the stream running in the background, and we will be jumping right back in here as soon as the event is over. I may do a few little funky bits to see what I can do to try and make things work a little bit better on the other side. That would be good. Yeah, right. I think we are very close. We are about 2 minutes away from the event beginning. As soon as it changes in my background, that is when I'm going to head over to the hold screen, and that will be a lot of fun. But yeah, keep the stream running in the background. All will be good, and yeah, I will see you on the other side where we can have a good chat about what we've seen, what's going on, and which iPhone I'm going to get. So let's do this. I think we are pretty much there. It's going to be any minute now. Any more questions before we go? Any more questions? Throw them in the chat. Congrats on your gaming PC. Did you Intel or AMD, Nvidia or AMD? So it's a Xeon-based system with an Nvidia 2070 Super. That's what we built. And it is Warhammer themed and has a battle going on inside it. There we go. Is it going to change? Is the background thing going to change any minute now? We should be about 30 seconds away. And I have been playing mainly Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, the new Dawn of War Definitive Edition that's just come out. Very, very good. A little bit of Kerbal Space Program, as always. But I have many more Warhammer bits to play, and I've got a lot of stuff to paint here as well as all the good stuff that's in the background up here. But yes, event, I think we should be starting any second now. I'm going to head over to the hold screen, and I will see you guys on the other side. Well, we're back. Is anyone excited? What is going on? What is the feelings after that event? Tell me, people, what we got. What we got. Let's jump into Apple's website as well. Jump straight back in as soon as you are ready into the hairy old chat. We are here. We are back. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Pretty sure this should have done something. The delay is very worrying when you're playing these kind of games. But let's go. We're back. Hello. Yes, we are back. We are indeed back. It took quite a while for YouTube to keep up, but we're here. Lots of stuff to talk about. I think I'm probably going to end up with an iPhone Pro. Don't think I want to go for the Air. Looks great. It does look good, but I don't think I want to go for it. What is everyone's thoughts? Like, I see we've got 4 people back in now. I'm sure we'll get a few more popping in. But yeah, do leave your thoughts down in the chat. Let's have a chin wag and a chatter. A swap of the ends, a suck of the orange, all those kind of things. And yeah, let me know what you are thinking. I have made some notes while this was all going on. Quite a lot of notes, because obviously I've got some videos to make after this. But AirPods Pro 3, you know, kind of what we expected. Universal translator from Star Trek. All good things. I think I don't think there's anything controversial there. I think we're pretty happy with that. Apple Watches. I mean the AirPods Pro as well. AirPods Pro 3, longer battery life, still $249. What's not to love? I think we're happy. Apple Watch, less happy. If I'm honest. We have got the heart health and sleep stuff. We have got hypertension. Which I think was the big thing that everyone was hoping for, was the blood pressure kind of thing. It's over a month. It's very much like you might want to check this rather than here's your numbers. That's exactly what we would kind of expect from Apple in most cases like this. 24-hour battery life, up from 18 hours. That's pretty great. And the sleep score stuff, which I guess you could do with other apps before, but now you can do it with your Apple Watch. Great. Awesome. Apple Watch SE. This one, I could have sworn that these were like $250 they started at last time. Have they made them bigger? I'm not 100% sure. But $329 is a starting price versus $350 for $399 for the Apple Watch regular, the series. That's a bit of a jump. I'm not as keen on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. There is definitely a little bit of a delay going on. I'm hoping that we're not going to struggle too much with the lagging now. It does seem like nothing has lagged since I came off before, so I think we might have resolved that. Maybe, perhaps, maybe. We'll see. Apple Watch Ultra 3. Bigger display, as we expected, 5G. 5G across the range with the Apple Watches. And I would say this is not probably for faster. Like, this is a thought that I was having the other day, right? 5G coming to the Apple Watches is not there because it's faster. It's there because 3G has just been turned off. 4G is obviously, like, the lowest common denominator at this point. So I feel like they've gone to 5G so that it's kind of future-proof more than anything else. So that's my thought on that. Do leave your thoughts down in the comments on what you've seen at the show. We will touch on some more stuff as well. 18-hour battery on the SE still. Little fly's annoying me. 42-hour battery on the Ultra 3. I feel like that's longer than it was before. I could be wrong. Correct me in the chat if I am. That was the first half hour. Was AirPods and Apple Watch. We didn't see any AirTags. It was shorter than I expected. We were like, what, an hour and 15? Okay. Here's the the good stuff, obviously the iPhones. Apple Watch 17, still quite pastely colours. I was hoping we might get something a little bit punchier. Patton, the Apple gamer, said he's in love. Let's see what with. I'm thinking probably the Air. We'll come to that in just a moment. But the 17, very much kind of what we expected. Nice that the display has got a bit bigger and gone to ProMotion. Always on display, nice. Brighter display, nice. Ceramic shield with anti-reflective coating, nice. 8 hours more battery life, nice. Better cameras, nice. I mean, there's nothing to hate here. It just looks the same. Oh, and the pricing is the same. I haven't checked. I haven't checked yet on some of the other stuff. Yeah, so that's all good. Like the base iPhone 17, no problems. $799, that's an absolute fine deal. And I don't think the iPhone 17 Air going up from what the Plus was to what the Air is a particularly bad deal either. So it's made of titanium, so it is pro level. It's got a pro chip in it. We've got a ProMotion display that's 6.5 inches, which is not that far off of a Pro Max. It's bigger than probably the base Pro, I think. I didn't remember if they mentioned the sizes on that, but it's good. Anti-reflective coating. The Plateau, which is the new name for the camera bump, I assume, includes all of the cameras, the chips, the speakers, so the rest of the whole thing is basically battery. And they say that you still get full day battery. I'm skeptical, but they have done the battery pack that you can slap on the back of it, so it does still have MagSafe. This is all good. We are happy with this. This is better than I expected. We have the C1X chip and the N1 chip, so everything wireless is now Apple made. Pretty impressive. 24 megapixel default images. It's a fusion camera. Portraits with focus control, 4 virtual lenses essentially, so it's cropping. Let's just call it what it is. I think the new FaceTime cameras, pretty good. Base iPhone with 120 Hz ProMotion and the same 6.3 inches as the 16 Pro. Yes, pretty much. May not be exactly the same display. There is a chance that the Pros have better color replication, all that kind of stuff, but nothing like major that the vast majority of people would notice. So I would say no real issues there. Pretty good. 2 terabytes was a surprise. 39 hours of battery life on the Pro Max. Yes, which is slightly lower than the Air with its battery slap on. Good. Very good. But yeah, 27 hours of battery on the iPhone Air. 3 colors only on the Pro Max was a shock. No black or grey. No, but they've gone with like a dark blue, deep blue, I think it was called. So let's have a quick look. So we have Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth and Bluetooth 6 and Thread built into Apple's own chips. Thread is an interesting one to have that directly into the iPhone Air. They didn't mention it on anything else. I'm hoping that Thread is on all of them. Did we notice, by the way, when we went to the iPhone 17 Pro, I don't think Apple allows anyone who's not British to say the word aluminium because they know that Americans get it wrong all the time. So we had the solid aluminium extrusion in a British accent, bright orange light right from the outset, forged unibody design. I'm down for this. I am absolutely down for this. I'm probably going to go 17 Pro. It doesn't seem like... I might have missed this, but I didn't hear that the Pro Max gets anything better on cameras or anything like that other than battery life. It seems like they're the same now. So I think 17 Pro is probably the way I'm going. But 20 times better thermals than titanium by having the aluminium unibody. That's why they're doing it. I mean, I think we kind of touched on the colours. Yes, you can do that. and they kind of touched on that with the fact that it's aluminium and you can anodize it. But yeah, silver, deep blue, cosmic orange. I am aluminium. Yes, Alan, that's correct. Little Mountain Life, hey, 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 hey. iPhone Air only has USB 2 speeds, though, even though it's an A19 Pro. Pattern, nobody cares. It's also got Wi-Fi 7, so you can airdrop stuff faster than you can move it over a wire. It's fine. Nobody's going to care. Didn't see a difference between Pro Max and Pro, so I'll definitely just go Pro and go small. Yeah, I think I had the Pro Max last time. It is kind of too big. It's kind of too big. But both of these are going a bit chunkier. I know the battery life's not going to be as great on the Pro, but compared to an iPhone 12 with 76% battery health, I think it's going to be quite good. I think it's going to be all right. Wait, their compare spec is not matching up about that iPhone page. Okay. Tell me more. Let's jump in and see. Apple.com. Yep. Not going to watch the event. We've got new iPhones. iPhone 17 Pro. Let's have a quick look. Oh, that orange looks so good. I need to see this in person. But that cosmic orange, yes, I'm down. It does look very McLaren, and I'm into it. Heat-forged aluminium unibody for exceptional pro capability. And that vapor chamber as well. We've been hearing rumours about this for a while. Yeah. Yes, please. Anyone talking about unibodies to me, I'm happy. Right. Pro. Color. Cosmic. Small one. Oh, I'm on the American website. Oh, God. Ugh. Right. How far down do you have to go to compare them? Okay. View pricing? No. Oh. Yeah, they've all got the same cameras. 48 megapixel Pro Fusion camera system. Fusion main, Fusion ultra wide, Fusion telephoto. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, I think. Yeah. No Pro RAW or macro mode on the iPhone Air. No, because those are the Pro features. But see, the macro mode, that's because that comes from having a proper macro camera, I think. Or did they say that you could do that on the base iPhones but not the Air? Is that right? That could be the thing. But the Pro RAW, yeah, I kind of get that with the Air because that's probably going to just like munch through the battery in about a minute and a half. That's my best guess. So yeah. But otherwise, yeah, the word plateau being used, being thrown around quite liberally, I thought was interesting. We're not a camera bump, we're a plateau. Was hoping for at least 24 megapixels on the front camera, but I guess 18 megapixels is still an upgrade. So, what they did say is that it's just under twice the megapixel count as the original sensor. The original sensor was a 12. So, because they've gone to a square aspect ratio, it means that the images that you capture from that sensor, because you can kind of go either way on it, are 18 megapixels, but you have got actually a bigger sensor. It is almost a 24 megapixel sensor, and the pixels themselves are bigger, as far as I understand it. I don't think anyone is like, oh no, but my image size isn't 24 megapixels. I don't think that's the big issue that people are going to have. These images are going to look fantastic. And I've been talking about square sensors for the main cameras, if I'm honest, for quite a long time. I didn't think about it for the selfie camera, but I have mentioned this in videos before, where if you go to a square sensor, It doesn't matter if you're holding it vertically or horizontally. You can capture the whole sensor, and then you can decide if you want vertical video or landscape video afterwards. And that is a really powerful thing, especially in a world where we have YouTube and movies that are all being shot in landscape, and shorts and TikTok and all that kind of stuff that's being shot vertically. If you can capture all of that in one image, in one video, and then just crop it in post to whatever you need, that would be fantastic. So I could see those square sensors coming to pretty much everything next year. Like, not just the selfie camera, but the other cameras as well. This is something that I have mentioned in previous videos, and I may have to dig up those clips to be like, yeah, I sort of predicted that, but not quite, but I kind of did, but I didn't really. I think pricing-wise, pretty fair. That, like, the fact that it's a titanium chassis for the Air, I feel like $9.99, and it's got the Pro chip. I can't really be mad at them for that. It's basically a super skin. I wonder if they were trying to make the Pro that thin, to be along the lines of what they're doing with the iPad Pro being that thin. I'm also sort of surprised that they didn't do the iPad Pro with titanium, but, you know, it's got kind of a different body shape. Oh, James, welcome back. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, my friend. Have you only just got back to us? Where were you? If you were watching Saran Bites, I'm coming for you. Or Luke Miani. Ugh. Who else is doing live streams right now? I'm guessing, like, everyone. But yeah, did everyone have a good day? Oh, we've just got the Apple website's just decided to be different in the background. It's changed some stuff. Living room remote with AirTaggery. Hang on, that's new. What on earth's going on? What is this an advert for? Am I showing the next event? Surely not. No. That's confusing. It's a fun advert for something that we haven't seen before. Is this just me or is this weird? Drew Taylosotech, even worse. Jesus. Does he still make videos? I thought he'd given up. Okay, well, we've got Apple Park on in the background. That's fun. Are they showing the event again? Oh, I'm going to get in trouble. Stop. Other one. I didn't tell it to start the video again. I didn't realise that was the introduction. It's the beginning intro of today's event. iPhone 17 Max in the cosmic orange colour. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think Cosmic Orange Pro is what I'm going to be getting. He's an Apple sheep, though, thick and thin. I don't know. He gets quite critical of Apple at times, which, you know, fair. But he's very thrifty. That was a tremendous sneeze. I should be congratulated. Do not bless me. Congratulate me. I don't know what to do now. iPhone Air or 17 Pro Max. I would say there's no reason for the Pro Max unless you love use some battery. The Air's great or the Pro's great. It's $100 between them. Do you want big old battery and better cameras, or do you want sexy? There we go. Congratulations. Thank you. I'll go with a 2 terabyte model for the iPhones. Will you, James? Why? How much is 2 terabytes? $2,000. $2,000 is a lot, my guy. $2,000 is a lot. How often do you update? Yes, what's wrong with iCloud? Exactly. I've got 2 terabytes in iCloud for the whole family. Like, it's fine. There's no reason to really have 2 terabytes of storage on your phone unless you are literally making a movie with it. I already got a 1 terabyte 15 Pro Max. Is it full? I think $199 is to prep for next year's iPhone Fold price. Oh, interesting. Now, I can see where you're coming from there, my friend. I enjoy what you're putting out there. James Apple every 2 years. Yeah, fair. Why would you want to spend $1,000 a year just on your phone, though, essentially? Like, is that... Are you filling up that terabyte that you've got right now? I don't think you are. Prove me wrong, boy. If your iPhone gets stolen, you have everything on there on the 2 terabytes. Ooh, poop. Yeah, very good point. Like when my phone disappeared, when the guy smacked me in the head and then took it. I picked up a cheap handset, which I don't regret, but my God, it's crap. I was talking so nicely about it when I was here before. But yeah, I'm just like so over the 12 before at this point. Like, I've got no battery life. The normal phone speaker doesn't work, so I can't talk to people on the phone unless I'm on speakerphone or on AirPods. Yeah, got bored of that. It did not age well for me. If iCloud gets stolen, you still have your data. iCloud, if it gets stolen, you still have your data. Yeah, exactly. If your phone gets stolen and you have everything on the 2 terabytes, yeah, it's all gone. When I got to trade-in value, when I upgrade to the iPhone 19 Pro Max, don't base the storage that you buy on what you might get as trade-in value. That's a really terrible way of working your life. I'm sorry, brother. I love you, James, but that's a silly way of doing things. Your grammar disappeared. Yeah, I was a little confused, but I'm with you now. I went to get 80% return when I got to trade-in value when I upgrade to the 90 Pro. You're not gonna get an 80% return on it because it's got too much storage for anyone on an old phone. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, so my big takeaway from this, and I think there's definitely a video in this, is that iPhone 19 Pro, the A19 Pro chip that we just got with the vapor chamber, and they keep saying how it's basically too hot. Why it's basically too hot to go in a phone, so they've had to do all of this extra stuff. That does make me think, and I thought this was coming at the end of the event because it was quite short. I thought there was going to be one more thing, because I didn't think they were going to put the Air out before the Pro. That surprised me a little bit. I thought we were going to get one more thing. I thought we were going to get that base laptop, maybe iBook with an A19 chip in it. Like that would be a great way to resurrect the iBook name, is to instead of calling it a MacBook, you call it an iBook, and it runs macOS Limited, so it doesn't necessarily do Final Cut, Pro apps, those kind. But A19 chip, Long battery life because it's going to have a massive battery in it. Nice display. Decent keyboard. Mac apps. I thought that was coming. I thought it was coming, and I think it still might. I think later this month we might see that finally that iBook or MacBook, maybe in some fun colours. Maybe we go back to the polycarbonates because they're not afraid to use plastic. Like I did expect that we would see our Apple Watch SE in some funky plastic colours. I thought that would be great, but we did not. But Apple is not afraid of plastic because we do have Apple Pencil, AirPods. We have all of these things that come in lovely shiny plastic, and I think that this could happily happen with a MacBook or an iBook. With the colours, we get stuff that reminds us of these, just like we had with the iMac when we got our nice colourful iMacs in 2021, I want to say. The first Apple Silicon ones. And we all went, oh, it's like the old iMacs. Like these guys. Because, yeah, I've got one just sitting there. It's ready to go. I think that's the future. I think we're going to see a low-end consumer laptop from Apple that schools can buy for like $500. So maybe $600 to consumers. I can see this happening. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. But we're gonna kind of wrap this up, I think, in about like 10 minutes. If you've got any questions, throw them down in the chat now, and we will cover all your questions because that's my favourite part of these events. But it's been good to be back. It's been good to kind of natter through this stuff. It's been good to actually watch the event really closely and be ready to come back to you guys and like just shoot the shit. We are going to do some more videos. There is going to be so many videos. You're going to get tired of videos. Throw any iCave answers, questions, if you want something in depth. Excuse me. Too much cola. We are so back. James, you're right. We're going to do iCave answers, so if you've got anything you want answering in detail, throw it down in the comments section, not in the chat, in the comments section with hashtag iCave answers. These will be the ones I will answer in another video. If you've got anything you want me to answer in the next 5 minutes, throw it into the chat. We will do that now. But yeah, this is kind of the rebirth of iCaveDave. I think this setup looks better than what I had in the first video back in this space. The TV's gone up since then. The paints have all gone on here. There's more Warhammer things. Yeah, I've kind of been evolving the space a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm going to go iPhone 17 Pro. Not the Pro Max. Don't need big. Just need power. Need battery. Need cameras. That's what we need. Is just really good cameras. That's the main thing. So let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want going forwards in the thing. Okay. Now, if Apple are getting rid of leather, they're definitely not going to bring back plastic. Unless it's some kind of mega recycled bamboo mix, super sustainable product. They haven't got rid of plastic. That's my point, is they still have... The issue with leather is not sustainability, I don't think. I think it's vegans. I think they're doing plant-based. I don't think it's about the sustainability specifically. I think it's more about people not wanting animal-based products. That would be my guess. Guess the new Apple TV is coming next month. I hope so, because I need one. Yeah, I need an Apple TV. I'm not going to lie. That's something that is definitely on my shopping list when they come out. I'm not rushing to get one before that. I have a 3rd gen attached to the cinema, like my projector in the bedroom, which is fun. Like for watching movies in bed. It's just chilling. but it's so old. It runs barely anything. You can kind of screen share to it sometimes, but it's fun. But yeah, I need a new Apple TV. I do think maybe there'll be some kind of, maybe it'll be nylon or something along those lines that they do. Some kind of like maybe it's recycled C plastics as they watch, because haven't they done that with like the Nike straps, perhaps something along those lines? But we have plastics in so many Apple products. It's not like that's a pure thing. But I mean, they could go aluminium. They could go like recycled aluminium, something along the lines of the Mac Mini kind of small form factor. I don't know, how small can you go? How small would you accept for a display? Like iPad mini size display on like a little mini laptop, but it was high quality, like a Mac Mini, like an iPad mini. Would this kind of size display work for like a little mini MacBook? I don't know. A little iBook mini. Yeah, I think it could be fun. I think there's a lot of fun that could be had with lower end Mac stuff that's just like works really well. It's really snappy, but like if you want to render a video, it's slow. Like, who cares? If your kid wants to start a YouTube channel, they don't care that it's going to take a little while to render a video out. They just want it to be able to edit it, and then they'll sit and wait. That's fine. So I think that's where we're going to end it. That's where we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for joining me. Do please hit the like button on your way out. Not let the door hit you. Just hit the like button. I've got a little bit of a cold coming on, which is upsetting. And we will catch you all in the very next one.